Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading. I am here with Mega Good Vibes, our saucy little beaver here on the channel. She just had her dinner, so she's all full and she's just relaxing now. And here, little baby. Huh? Did you see little baby? How was your day today? Did you have a good day? You little pretty mama? Don't bite anybody. Don't bite anybody. You're so cute. Alright, guys. I want to share an update, okay? I'm getting a lot of messages and a lot of energy coming from the masculine collective. And the message I kept hearing in my head all day was, let me lead, okay? And I feel like that's coming from the masculines. They want to lead, but the divine feminines won't follow. And I feel like you're pushing the divine masculine collective to really explore what it's like to be the divine masculine, and not just a masculine energy, but a divine masculine energy. Okay, so for some of you, if this reading has found you, your counterpart could be pulling back, they could be hermiting, they could be just not feeling themselves. Like, I'm hearing confidence is a big thing right now. They're just not feeling as confident, and I have a feeling this has to do with many of you just not following their lead. So at this time, many of your divine masculines are stopping and they're hermiting a little bit, okay, putting things into perspective. I keep hearing the word introspection, and so I feel like at this time, a lot of them are really exploring that, what it means to be a divine masculine, because in their eyes, it seems to be the only way that you will allow them to lead divine feminine. And they really, really want to lead you, okay? I kept hearing in my head all day, let me lead. But it's like also this energy of resistance, okay? And I feel like that resistance that's coming from the feminine, it's pushing your masculines into this hermit position. So let's get some cards around that. And okay, these two wanted to come out right away. So what I was going to ask is, like, where is your masculine's headspace at? Why are they feeling these energies all of a sudden? Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. They could be feeling emotional about you. I'm also hearing too, like, it's like, especially with this card here, a lot of your masculines are feeling like it's a challenge to try to figure out how to court you, divine feminine. And the flowers in his hands, the way he's taking off his hat, like it kind of gives me this vibe like you're no ordinary feminine, okay? Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that your divine masculine truly does feel you as this high priestess energy, okay? And it's like this card with the Knight of Cups here tells me, like, some of the things that they may be doing or trying to show you that they want to court you. A lot of you could be, rejecting that because you want depth and you want substance from your divine masculine. And a lot of divine feminines, you are not materialistic, you're not shallow, you're not artificial or superficial in any way. And so I feel like it's particularly frustrating for many of your masculines to try to figure out how to court you, but they feel this pull, like you are pulling the divinity out of them. Okay, it's like the way that they would normally go about courting you. It's like they're trying old tricks. Okay, that's just what I'm hearing in my head. It's okay, this is the way I hear it in my head. Those tricks won't work. Okay, those tricks won't work. So it really is pushing them to go deeper and deeper. Let's see what this card says. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, they're feeling like a little bit of like rejection. It's like no matter what I do, this is a losing battle. Okay, it's like they can get your attention, divine feminine, but they can't seem to hold it for very long. And so in turn, it's making them, look, we have the King of the Cups, King of the Cups at the top of the deck here. And, it's like it really is making them go into this place of, I'm hearing like solitude, going into a place of solitude. And for me, the King of Cups is like, someone who is truly in touch with the feminine side of themselves, and they're not afraid to go there. And as cliche and as weird as it sounds, in order to court you, they're going to have to start tapping into their divine feminine side, and that is what I feel is throwing them off. Okay, a lot of your divine masculines are experiencing an imbalance because they're starting to see that their idea of what masculinity is, I mean, in the past, they've been very successful, right? They've been able to go out there and be confident and date a variety of women. And I don't know why I'm hearing tricks again, but it's like those tricks worked with those other people that they were with. But with the divine feminine, again, I feel like many of you are pushing your divine masculines to go a little bit deeper. The Ten of Swords also tells me, like, they're wrapping this up. They're starting to realize that the purpose or the point of meeting the divine feminine was to take them out of the energy of being, like a young knight into like a king energy, or moving from like the boy to the man type of thing. Okay, and a lot of them are feeling that. I feel like a lot of you have masculines who are up there in their age, but they've never really fully developed their masculinity from that like boy into a man. And it was only after meeting you or interacting with you, divine feminine, that they've now stepped on this journey. Okay, so that's why many of you may feel your divine masculine's energy strongly, and in the like in the spiritual, it's like, okay, they're silent, they've pulled back, they've withdrawn, then why do I feel them so strongly? Why do I feel like they still have an eye on me? And I feel like it's because they're learning from you. They can't help but feel drawn to you, because as frustrating as it is to have your energy bring up all of their shortcomings, is the word I'm hearing, it's also a blessing. Okay, it's also magnetic. They can't help but think I just want more and more and more of that energy, because it's doing something interesting for me. It's making me think in a way that I haven't thought of. I'm hearing too, like, a lot of you in the divine feminine energy, the way that you show your love and the way that you have shown your divine masculine how much you do love and care for them, they're not able to feel that vibration with anybody else, that match. It's like ever since you two connected, they can't seem to match that energy with anybody else. Okay, so if a lot of you masculines are withdrawing and pulling back, and they're tempted to go back into karmic energies, just kind of share their energy with every, I was going to say Tom, Dick, and Harry, but it's like, what's the equivalent to, like Sally, Tina, and Jen? I don't know. They can't do it. And it's like, even if they try, it feels mundane. It feels really boring. It's like nothing near the spark that they feel when they're with the feminines. Okay. And we have medicine woman. We have goddess Ixchel, medicine woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. That's how they see you. And that's why the vibration can't feel the same with anybody else, because whether you guys are aware of it or not, this whole transition that many of your masculines are going through, it's healing, right? The divine feminine within you, and also the divine masculine energy within you, divine feminines, it is helping your divine masculines to like unpack and then repack things in the right place, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I see a vision of many of your masculines carrying like a very heavy suitcase, and they meet you, and you might say to them like, okay, well, why don't you open it up? Maybe there's some things in there you don't need. Maybe you can lessen your load. Maybe you can lighten your load. This is this medicine woman teaching this divine masculine about healing and about taking accountability and responsibility. It's about you teach this masculine how to honor themselves, how to love themselves. And it's not like you're sitting there telling them how to do everything. You are teaching them this by being a medicine woman, by embodying it yourself. And they can't help but look at the way and observe the way that you live your life. I feel like the inner masculine within you, divine feminine, is almost like reparenting this divine masculine somehow. And that's why the twin flame journey is unmatched, right? It's this type of energetic shit that goes on between you two that it just doesn't happen anywhere else. So it's like you two are, not only lovers, but it's like this bond goes beyond just any ordinary relationship. It's like you are literally helping your divine masculines heal the masculinity, the wounded masculinity within them, and also the absence of the divine feminine energy within them. I feel like many of you are planting those seeds in your divine masculine, and they can't help it. Like they feel healed. You feel really good to them, and it's nothing to do with intimacy or sex or just anything like that. It's just your presence alone, the type of conversations you two have, the type of things that you say. You don't hold back, divine feminine, and it's because many of you genuinely know and can feel that you both are on this spiritual journey together. So that's why you don't hold back. You're not afraid of separation. You're not afraid of triggering your divine masculine, because you know that you're genuinely planting seeds that will help them to grow and to shift, right? Out of the Knight of Cups into the King of Cups. And that's what they can't get enough of. But at the same time, it does cause them to withdraw and to pull away a little bit, okay? I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. What do you guys need to know romantically about this connection? What is in your divine masculine's heart space? Regardless of the fact that they're withdrawing because, this connection, again, it doesn't feel like an ordinary connection. They can't do the same tricks with you. You see right through it. You remind them as well that it's not about these games. It is about us both healing. As uncomfortable as it might be to be on this journey with each other, calling each other twin flames, that in itself is very triggering for many of your masculines, right? They don't believe in it. They don't believe in the concept. And that stems from having a hard time just believing that they deserve love. Okay? So with that being said, what do the angels want you both to know at this time about the love that you share on this twin flame journey? I feel like this is going to be a message about safety. Like it is safe for you both to love one another, regardless of the triggering and the lessons and just the tumultuous parts of the journey that make you both want to get away from one another. But then it's like when you get away, you end up longing for one another. What do the angels want you to know about the connection itself right now? What do you need to be reminded of? Okay, so we have forgiving and learning. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. I feel like a lot of your masculines are doing a great deal of forgiving on the journey, because now, especially during this time, many of your masculines have they've gone through that initiation, right? Like stepping on the ascension path. And now there's no turning back. Like once you see, you can't unsee what you've seen. But for many of them, it's about, forgiving and learning. It's about forgiving you as well. Divine feminine, forgiving themselves. I feel like many of them too, they have a lot of regrets about maybe the way that they have treated you, or I'm also hearing too, some of them have not spoken positively about you. And the learning portion of that comes from, the triggering. I feel like a lot of your masculines, they didn't like that you were pushing them. Okay, and you may not have done this intentionally, divine feminine, but I feel like in the moments that they did speak very poorly of you, it was because they were so triggered. It was like, who the hell are you to come into my life and make me feel like what? I'm not a masculine, I'm less of a masculine. And it was never about that. And that's why I think forgiving and learning is coming into play, because I feel like now, after the fact, many of them are they're genuinely thankful for a lot of the lessons that you've brought to them, because if it wasn't for you coming into their life, they would just be going along living life on autopilot, right? Even though a part of them was like dying to express themselves in the way that they see the world, right? They have a purpose, they have a mission, and it wasn't until meeting you that you keep like tapping on that part of them. You know, you keep tapping on that part of them that says, I know that you want more out of this life experience. And some of them are like, no, 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 I'm just fine going along on autopilot, waking up every day, not caring about anything or anyone but myself. And ever since meeting you, they can't seem to get up every day and just live life with their own agenda, you know, doing whatever it is they need to do to get by. It's like many of them are starting to realize that it's like, you know, I have a purpose here. You know, it may not be them stepping into this great journey of like chasing after their purpose and fulfilling this great life mission, but I do feel that part of this purpose is at least acknowledging something outside of yourself. For a long time, I feel like many of your masculines have lost the zeal to be an active part of this world. I feel like maybe there was, like, growing up, for many of them, they had great hopes for themselves, but a lot of them have landed in karmic situations where, you know, these karmic energies try to keep them focused on, you know, that path to just self-fulfillment versus, you know, being on the path that they truly want to be on, which is leaving their mark in this world, right? A lot of them have this innate calling to do something, to be something, to teach, to plant seeds, to inspire, to motivate. But it's been sucked dry by a lot of the karmic energies around them. And so, yeah, let's have compassion for the Divine Masculine Collective, because I really do feel like many of them are being pulled in so many different directions, and forgiving and learning is going to be a major part of them grounding themselves right now and taking that time out to say, like, I forgive my Divine Feminine, I forgive myself. And now it's time to go on that part of the journey where it's like I can genuinely feel good and comfortable learning about myself. And that's what tapping into the feminine energy is all about for many of your masculines right now, is saying to themselves, like, I deserve to value myself. I deserve to slow down. I deserve to draw boundaries and take time for myself. You know, many of them have not been actively doing that. And I feel like now is going to be a really great time for them to just kind of settle down here, like this King of Cups energy. And yeah, like really truly connect with themselves. They can't get enough of this journey. And, you know, when I say journey, I really do mean like it's the Divine Feminine, this medicine woman. They can't get enough of you. And many of them are in a place now trying to figure out exactly why that is. Why do they come in hot and heavy and then withdraw? You know, why do they come in so passionately, like the Knight of Cups here, and then pull back and withdraw? Okay, there's something about you, Divine Feminine, that it's more than just trying to land a relationship with you or just trying to, you know, get SEX. You know, a lot of these masculines are in for a really rude awakening, especially if many of them kind of took that route and tried to get to the Divine Feminine in this particular type of like Knight of Cups way. I feel like many of them were just kind of like smacked with a reality check that it's like, this is not just a feminine, this is your Divine Feminine. And I feel like for many of them, they thought that it was going to be fun coming in there trying to conquer you, and then instead you've really grounded their energy. All right, so I don't know who this is for, but I hope you guys have enjoyed. You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, all right, bye guys.